Hi, Farmer Paul. What are you up to today? Farmer Paul is checking his crops. Should we go and have a look at them? Here are Farmer Paul's beans. Beans are grown on the farm to feed the cows. The beans are high in protein and really good for conditioning the cattle. These beans are really pretty with their purple and white flowers. And you can see beans as far as the eye can see. Let's have a closer look. Oh, can you spot the honeybee there? This honeybee is busy pollinating all the plants. It has to pollinate the plants so that little bean pods grow. And you can see a bumblebee here working really hard. Bees are integral for the crops to grow. Without bees, no plants would be pollinated and no beans would grow. So it's really good that we can see lots of bees here hard at work. When the flower has been pollinated, it will produce a bean pod. Just like these ones. These bean pods grow from the flowers and produce the beans inside them. Farmer Paul will then wait for the beans to dry out and the plant to die before they're harvested. Where to next, Farmer Paul? Next, Farmer Paul is checking his spring barley. This barley is sown in the springtime. That's why it's called spring barley. Farmer Paul grows spring barley to feed the cows. Barley is high in energy for the cattle. Barley can also be used for many other things, like making beer, in some breads, in breakfast cereals, puddings, porridges and stews. This barley still has a bit of growing to do before Farmer Paul can harvest it. Hopefully he'll be using the combine in about 6 weeks' time. Next stop for Farmer Paul's crop checking, it's the winter wheat. Here Farmer Paul is showing us the ears of the wheat. These contain the grain inside them. Wheat is used to make flour, and flour can be used to make bread, biscuits, cakes, lots of yummy things. Farmer Paul's wheat here is going to be made into bread flour. Next field is full of winter barley. This barley was planted at the winter time. It's a bit more forward than the spring barley we saw earlier. You can see the grain in these ones are much bigger because they've had longer to grow. The barley here is a lime green colour. It will need to turn golden in colour before Farmer Paul will come and harvest it. When it's gold, it means it's ready. Where to next, Farmer Paul? Here's the maize. Farmer Paul grows maize, which is a little bit like sweet corn, especially for the cows to eat. Maize is high in energy. These maize plants are quite little at the moment. They will grow probably about 5 or 6 feet tall. They're small at the moment because they were the last plants to be drilled on the farm, and they will be the last crop to be harvested in September. We are now at the cover crop. Do you remember in the first Farmer Paul video we looked at Farmer Paul drilling the cover crop? Well, this is what it looks like now. This plant is a vetch, this one is a radish, and we also have lots of wild oats growing here. The idea of a break crop is to improve the quality of the soil. Each plant has different properties which will make the soil better for next year's crop. It's looking pretty good, isn't it? Now here is Farmer Paul looking at his lupins. Lupins are a type of legume, so similar to the ones we saw earlier, but these have pretty blue flowers and are much smaller plants. Not only are the lupins used to feed the cattle, the plant itself is very important to the farm. It's called a break crop. It means it's planted in between Farmer Paul growing wheat last year and growing wheat for next year. The lupins are very clever because they take nitrogen from the atmosphere and put it into their roots, which is then absorbed into the soil. Here we have another bumblebee working really hard pollinating the lupin flowers. Can you count how many bumblebees you can see? Once the lupin flowers have been pollinated, they will also produce pods. It's amazing how the bumblebee can hold on to the plant even when it's really windy like today. Well, that's it for the tour today. Thank you, Farmer Paul, for another fun-filled day on the farm. It was great learning about all the different crops you grow. See you soon. Bye-bye.